I want to talk a little more about a personal obsession. Why does New Hampshire get to go first? As much as I love it here, it's never made any sense to me. So I put the question to a slew of people over the past few days to see if any of them thought New Hampshire should be first.
No. What are we doing up here? Why don't just go pitch the Mormon Tabernacle choir on who's about to become president? I mean, you get the composition of the state. Listen, there's some great people up there. There's no doubt about that. It's like 97% white. Come on. That's not America.
That's actually the biggest problem for Democrats is that, a state like Iowa, even a state like New Hampshire, is not representative of the country demographically. So you almost have to treat it like a focus group. So this was their first focus group of white voters.
The truth is, I'm saying we only win with our diverse coalition of Democrats. If we're going to win, you have to be able to pull together that coalition. This is a very diverse party in terms of race, ethnicity, also geography.
Jim, look, I'm not saying this just because New Hampshire voters haven't voted, even though you're trying to bait me into...
I am trying to bait you, that is correct.
But I think we'll have time, and we should take the time after this cycle to rethink this whole thing. If I had my druthers, we'd all vote on the same day.
Well, the importance is an importance that we in the media give it. It's just first. It's not. Everybody knows that the delegate count isn't huge and stuff. So, if we would leave it alone, it probably wouldn't be such a big deal. But that said, New Hampshire, while it's not a good cross-section ethnically of the United States, it's a pretty good cross-section socioeconomically. Almost all of the towns in New Hampshire are still run by this old-fashioned, everybody goes to the town meeting, everybody says their piece, everybody bores the dickens out of everybody else. We actually have more experience with the idiocy of American politics than most Americans do.
My question is, what are you going to do if you don't do Iowa and you don't do New Hampshire? I mean, what state represents the entire country? And my sense is if you go to a big population state, an Ohio, a Texas, a California, New York, how do the candidates meet people? How do they get to the voters? That's the beauty of a state like New Hampshire.
It should be Massachusetts. It should be a state that is small, geographically small, so the candidates can get around the whole state, preferably within one day, and so the news media can follow them. But that state must have everything America has. It has to have Major League Baseball. It has to have black people. It has to have rural communities. It has to have farms. It has to have everything that America has. Massachusetts is one of those states. Massachusetts is one of those states.
Proving you can take Lawrence O'Donnell out of Dorchester, but you can't take Dorchester out of him.